Diddy's on S Watch? Listen, this is terrible, but I also think there's more to this. What's up, y'all? As you guys already know, we have been covering this whole thing surrounding Diddy's arrest, him being incarcerated, him being in jail, his bond being denied not once, but now twice. It has been absolutely crazy, but at the same time, there's been a lot of stuff going on behind bars. Literally, he is now on S Watch. And of course, we got to use these code words, but he's allegedly they think that he may do something unthinkable to himself. And now he is on a watch for that thing. But I think there's more to this than just him maybe having a mental health break, maybe being in shock because he's being locked up and being caught red-handed and all this stuff. Like I said, I feel a lot more than just him having a mental health break. So we got to get into this. Now, they're saying he's being placed on S Watch, okay, while waiting trial, but mental state unclear, sources say. Now, I don't know if the sources are saying that just to make the court of public opinion get a little softer on him. I don't know about all that, but this is very interesting nonetheless, okay? So let's take a look at this article, okay? Now, of course, they're saying that he's being held at the Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after being denied bail twice following the indictment on all these crimes that are being pitted up against him, okay? He is on this watch as he awaits trial in Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center, sources tell People. Now, he's been arrested, which we already know, right? But he's been remanded to the MDC, okay, on Tuesday after pleading not guilty, which I'm not surprised he pleaded not guilty. All right. He does feel and he does believe that he's innocent. He's innocent. That's what he truly believes. OK. And being denied bail twice this week. It's not known if Combs is thinking these unthinkable thoughts or how long he has been on S Watch. Sources tell People, the article I'm reading here, that it is for preventative measures as Combs is in shock and his mental state is unclear. Now, again, is that just a PR stunt? So we all go, oh, Diddy's in his fee-fees. Diddy's in his fee-fees. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that is what it is. And maybe there's more to this. We'll get into it. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, National Institute of Corrections, S Watch is supervisory precautions taken for people who are thinking of doing this, okay, inmates that are thinking of doing this that require frequent observation. Again, sure, he may be thinking these things, but I think that there's more. And of course, they reached out to the Bureau of Prisons and the SDNY. This is what I found to be very interesting as well. MDC, which houses 1,600 inmates, many of whom are awaiting trial, is known for being dangerous and understaffed. Big problem right there. Those two things are a recipe for disaster. That's an equation for disaster, right? With a high number of demises and S's in their motion for Combs to be granted bail, his attorneys wrote that several courts in this district have recognized that the conditions at the MDC are not fit for pre-trial detention. Now, I'm going to just say this, okay? Because even so, they said here, one of the people of his legal team even said just earlier this summer, an inmate was unalived. Here, and at least 4 other inmates have passed away due to S there in the last 3 years. Now, let me just keep it a buck with y'all. If this particular location, MDC, I want to say DMC so bad, but MDC, if it's that bad, why do you have inmates there? If it's notorious for being so bad, so dangerous, so understaffed, and there's been too many demises and S's that inmates have met while being incarcerated in this particular jail, why wouldn't they just up the ante and fix their problems? Because you got to remember, just because we believe that Diddy is a monster, he still is human too. He still has human rights. So why are these inmates being treated like animals? Shoot, maybe even less than animals, to be completely real. And someone like Diddy, which we're going to get into that conversation here in a second, who may have the key, he may be the gatekeeper to a lot of information on people who are at these S parties, maybe a ring of some sort, people who run his organization that are maybe higher than him, richer than him, more powerful than him. This is a bad place to put a man who's got connects and got resources that could possibly go down with Diddy at the same damn time. Like I said, I don't get that. Oh, let's put him in the most dangerous place on earth real quick, understaffed, and a lot of people want to do some bad things to themselves. Yeah, that'll ease the problems. He'll come out of here alive. Nah, I really don't think so. I really, really don't think so. This is a recipe for disaster. Okay. So we already know about his freak offs and all that stuff. And okay, again, let's not forget he allegedly used his fame and influence, as well as a slew of different types of substances of the various kinds, to coerce women to do these freak offs, okay, to get into these parties. And he would hold them against their will, basically, and terrorize these individuals. And it's more than just women. There's also men that were also terrorized as well, from what we're understanding now as the plot continues to thicken. So here's the thing. This is the reason why. And of course, his team was trying to move him to a different detention center, trying to get him away from this dangerous area, and so on and so forth. But I'm telling you right now, this S Watch, I think, is bigger than what it is. Could Diddy be going through crazy withdrawals? Let's not forget, Diddy was actually arrested. And while they went through his hotel room, they found a pink powder substance, Tucci, I think that's what it's called, in his hotel room when he actually got arrested. So of course, when I look at stuff like this, I say, okay, he clearly he is a decade-long addict. Let's be real quick. Let's be real quick. This is somebody who has been deep into habits that have been ingrained in him for decades. So imagine him just going even 2 days without any of the pink powder, any of these other things that he's had in his possession at his leisure any day, all day. He's probably going through some real intense withdrawals right now. So right now, to be completely real, he might be going through hell in prison right now. So the reason why I say this is because, let's keep it real. This man right here has lived a life of excess. Everything at his fingertips. He can get whatever he wants any time of day. And now he ain't got nothing. So there could be not only just his mental health, him being shocked that he's been locked up and he's been caught and he's freaking out. Let's be real. He's freaking out. Everything that he's had at his leisure, at his fingertips, are all gone. All the freedoms that he's had, that he has exploited, he has taken advantage of, etc., all gone as well. So there's that. But then there's also this other thing. Now, I know some other people have mentioned J.E. Epstein, and that's the only time I'm going to say that man's name. But there's concerns that he may really do something to himself, or that someone from the inside might try to do something to him. Let's not forget, we just talked about this in a previous video that I put up yesterday, where I talked about how Hollywood is probably flipping out right now, scared as a mother lover right now. Why? Because he has information. Not only the people who have been part of these F-offs, okay? Not only those people that have been attacked viciously and maybe don't want their names out there for everyone to hear and see, because it's embarrassing, emasculating, whatever you want to call it. And it's their business, okay, right? There's also people out here that help orchestrate these things that could be really big very powerful individuals that help orchestrate or receive content that he was creating. Let's not forget, he was shooting videos like he was mother-loving Martin Scorsese up in this piece. Was it only for himself, for his own leisure, for his own spank bank? Really? I think not. I believe there were people that were actually buying the content or at least receiving the content for their own enjoyment and for their own viewing pleasure. Yeah, that might be a little crazy, but at the same time, you're telling me he orchestrated all of this himself and he just did this only for himself? Like I said, it takes a lot. There was a lot of associates and a lot of people that were part of this enterprise that helped orchestrate and put things together for Diddy. So when you hear about that and you know that these guys are powerful individuals, you don't think that they would try to get somebody on the inside to handle some business with Diddy? I'm just saying. We look at JE and we look at that whole situation, another ringleader, another gatekeeper who had access and information on the powers that be, potentially the powers that be. He had a laundry list of names that would go where people would go over to his island and have the times of their lives. And then all of a sudden he ends up gone, passing on. Again, there's a possibility here with Diddy as well. So that's why I say that this S-Watch, I think, is more than meets the eye. I think that this is a multi-tiered situation. He could be going through crazy withdrawals and he needs some serious attention and some serious help. He could be going through a mental health crisis right now where he's just freaking out because he's been caught and now he's locked up. Then the other thing is he also has connections, and those connections could be freaking out right now, getting very, very angry and trying to find ways to get at him while he's on the inside. Again, guys, a lot going on. This is absolutely crazy. Diddy's on S-Watch. It's insane. It's not super surprising to me at all, given the trifecta, because it could literally be all three things at the same damn time. Think about that too. It could be all three things at the same damn time. Ain't that wild? That's pretty wild. But at the same time, I hope he pulls through. I hope he gets to the other side. I hope he gets to see the inside of a courtroom whenever they decide to have the actual trial, because at the end of the day, if he's the only one who has to face the music, get what I did there, punny. If he's the only one who has to face the music, then so be it. Let justice come to him. But if there are other people that could be connected to this, that could go down with Diddy, let justice come to them swiftly as well. This man needs to survive. He needs to make it through. So hopefully they're protecting him and they're not just getting up to go get a bologna sandwich at an opportune time and then come back with him gone. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? Do you think it's all three? Do you think it's one of those three? Do you really think he's going through a mental health crisis right now? Or not? Or is it just so he can be protected from people from the inside? Because I'm sure there's some dudes on the inside that are maybe getting some certain phone calls right now, messages saying, hey, I need you to handle something. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on other platforms, please crush that follow button on those platforms too. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyways, time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.